Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back. Today I am gonna do a story time. It's gonna be story time. And I was just gonna spend the weekend at my boyfriend's this weekend, and things just don't turn out as planned. Well, what happened was I got there probably around, I want to say 6 o'clock. And he was grilling already. He was grilling dinner. And like I say, Roxy gets all excited when I get there. Even my boyfriend tells me, you know what, honey, she doesn't get excited like that when we get home. And I told her, you know what, babe, I think it's just a female thing, and she hardly doesn't see me as much as she sees you guys, So I got there and she starts jumping on me and she gets all excited and everything. And we're sitting there, I'm sitting on the sofa, and she starts doing her little zoomies. For you guys who do not know what zoomies are, they're a burst of energy, okay? Of excitement, energy. So what she likes to do, my boyfriend's house, it's like a full circle. You could start in the living room, go through the kitchen, go through the dining room, come down the hallway, and then end up in the living room again. She likes to do circles, zoomies, okay? So this time when I was there, I ended up getting on the floor and I was playing with her for a while, and she takes off, right? She takes off and she starts running her little zoomies, and I had my back towards the sofa, okay? The sofa. And she has a habit of when she gets next to the sofa, she likes to jump onto the sofa and she likes to lay there. What I'm thinking, because I didn't see, all I heard was a yelp, okay? I think what happened was that when she jumped, she didn't calculate the height of the sofa. So when she jumped, her paw hit the sofa, like the bottom, like where your legs go. It hit there and it hurt her. She yelped and she limped in front of me. And she's holding her paw like that, and her face, you could tell she's in pain, and she's crying, and she's asking for help. And you guys, when you guys get hurt, your first reaction is to just grab it and hold it tight because it makes it feel better. And at this time, my boyfriend's sitting on the recliner, and he's like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know. I go like that. She started yelping at her paw. Look at her paw. And when I went to go grab it to press on it to make it feel better, he said, don't. He goes, just leave it as is. He goes, leave it as is. See how she reacts to it. So she started limping back to her bed, and she just laid there. And we're watching her, and we hadn't eaten all day. So then my boyfriend's like, dinner's done, ready. So we're eating dinner, and I mean, everything looked delicious, and the food is delicious, but my set was, I was more worried about Roxy, or our chunky monkey. That's what I call her, our chunky monkey. I was worried about her, I was like, oh Lord, what's going to happen, So, and keep in mind, this is Saturday, you guys. Where I live, we only have one vet, and it takes about a month if you're lucky to see him. And this fell on a weekend, you guys. So while we're eating, I'm Googling where there's a vet, and the only thing I could come upon was a vet hospital, which was 80 miles away, okay? 80 miles away. So we finished eating, we got ready, and we took off 80 miles to a hospital. We get there, we probably left here around 7:30. We get there probably close to 9 o'clock in the evening. And this hospital, you walk in, you guys, the employees there are just the sweetheart. They are just sweet, the sweetest people. So you walk in there. I've never been there. So we walk in there, and it's an open hospital. You have beds there, and that's where they take care of your animal, your pet. So we walk in, and on the left hand, there's a corgi laying there, right? There's a corgi with his pet parents. And I understand maybe she was in pain or whatever, but she walks in there and she starts barking up a storm. She starts trying to pick a fight, barking at the corgi, and then we're walking to put her on a scale. She's barking at one of the vets that was there, the assistants that are trying to see how much she weighs, doesn't let them get close to her. So then they sit us down in this like a living room, a sitting area, but yet you sit there and they try to separate everybody. They try to separate the people that are already there with their animals, right? So we get this living room and we're sitting there, but yet you could see who comes in and who's getting treated, because you see all the animals there. And we're sitting there, and then the girl comes in trying to check us in. Well, she starts barking at her, and you could tell she's trying to pet her, but she gets scared, right? So that happened, and then another assistant came in, and she's like, I need to take her vital signs, and I'm like, oh Lord. So I'm like, okay. So so then it takes me holding her head. It takes my boyfriend holding her body so the assistant can come under her and check her heartbeat, right? And all this time, she's fighting us, okay? Roxy's fighting us. So then the assistant gets done taking her vitals and everything, and we're sitting there, and then the vet comes in just to let us know what she's gonna do, the process and everything. So Roxy is listening, barking, but she's laying there and listening to every word the vet says, right? So the vet gets up and she walks off and she starts doing what she needs to do. Well, the vet told us that she's going to be needed to be sedated, because you could tell that she's not going to let us lay her down, or let them lay her down on the bed to do the x-rays, because she's going to need some x-rays. So their plan was to sedate her. It's probably around, I want to say 11:30, 11 in the evening, right? They come in, they give me a muzzle. I put the muzzle on her, and they're trying to give her an injection. So then they finally put the injection on, and I'm asking the vet, well, how long is it going to take? And she's like, it's not going to take that long. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking half an hour. You guys, it wasn't even 15 seconds. You see her barking because she's mad because everybody was holding her. You see her hind legs just boop, go straight to the ground. And you could see her, she stops barking, and all of a sudden she starts like timber, and she ends up like this. Okay, she ends up like this, and I look to see her eyes are closed. Okay, so the vet comes in about probably 5-10 minutes later and starts going like this to her, just to make sure she's cautious. She's like, yep, she's ready. So then it takes about another hour, because what they do, there was another dog in there doing x-rays, so they have to clean the x-ray room before they put the next patient in there, right? So they're cleaning it, so it takes about another 30 minutes, and here comes a guy, picks her up and takes her into the x-ray room. So when they're doing the x-ray, it takes about 35 minutes for them to do an x-ray. Finally they bring her out, and she's so sedated, you guys. And the guy goes, well, who wants to hold her? And I'm like, well, I want to hold my chunky monkey. So I grab her, right? So you got to keep in mind, my boyfriend's sitting to my right, and then when I grab her, she's laying on my chest, and she's facing Roxy's facing her dad, and then there's a sofa next to me, and her back's towards the sofa. So during this time, the guy that carried her to me comes around 3-4 times throughout and he's shaking her. Come on, Roxy, wake up. They're trying to wake her up. She's snoring away, you guys. But you could tell she's trying to come out of it, because when they brought her to us, her eyes were white. Her eyes were rolled all the way back. And then her eyes started rolling. You could see her pupil come down, and her eyes are open, but she's still snoring away. And she can snore, you guys. She snores loud. So then after a while, the veterinarian comes in, and she sits to my left. And she starts talking, you know. She tells us while she's talking, I guess the first words when Roxy heard her, it's funny. It's she rolls her head back, recognizes her voice, rolls her head, and starts growling at her. And she's half asleep. And I guess overtook her sleep, so she went back and she leaned against me, and she's snoring. So the vet is sitting there telling me, you know what? She has no fractures. And I'm like, she has no fractures, so what's wrong with her? Why is it hurting? Well, she could have bruised her ligament, but thank God there's no fracture. But just for precaution, she goes, I'm going to send the x-rays, I guess, just to make sure they have somebody more experienced, or can give her a second opinion, in other words, can give her a second opinion on what she sees. And she goes, and while she's telling me, you could tell it's funny, but it's not like in a bad way. But she's telling me, but we wrapped her. But keep in mind, you guys, before we took her to the vet, my boyfriend had made a splint on her. Made a splint and wrapped it up. And she was able to walk around the house, or limp around the house, and take her outside to do her business and everything. But when you take it off, she didn't want to walk at all. It was hurting, and she would cry. And that's one thing I related to the veterinarian. And she's like, oh, but we decided to go ahead and wrap it. To wrap it. And she's smiling, looking at me this whole time. And I know I wanted to laugh too, and she wanted to laugh. But we wrapped it because we felt that she needed it. My boyfriend turns around and she goes, told you she was a drama queen. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this girl. I'm like, oh my God. So they wrap it so cute. They wrap it, and then they put a heart on it. So she's telling us that everything came good, but that we're gonna wait for that. So we waited another hour, you guys, another hour at the hospital. By this time, it's already probably 2:30 in the morning. 2:30 in the morning. And she comes in and she tells us, you know what? She goes, yeah, my diagnosis is correct. She goes, I sent it off, and they did say there's no fracture, but she needs to be in a good way, just so her legs could, so her legs later on in the future wouldn't be hurting. Just to look, she might develop arthritis, and arthritis, probably because she injured it, she might get more arthritis, but she probably will develop arthritis along later on in life, just because of the way her breed is. She has short legs, and her weight and all that. So that's one thing that we have to keep in mind with her. But yeah, we drove home, and I wanted some more buffalo wings, you guys. I don't care what time I was gonna get home, I wanted some more of those delicious buffalo wings. But it didn't plan again, so we ended up making a couple of stops because she needed to go to the restroom. So we ended up deciding to just grab something to eat at Carl's Jr. on the way home. We got home, you guys, at close to 4:15 in the morning. Got home. We didn't give her any medication because they did send her home with some pain medication, but the pain medication they did give her, she had to take with food, so we couldn't give it to her in an empty stomach. And you got to remember, she only eats once a day at 8 o'clock in the morning. She'll get sick if she eats throughout more, like in the evening. So we already figured that out. So the next morning, I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and usually when he comes over, spends the night, or I go over and spend the night, he deals with her. Roxy lives with my boyfriend, and he wakes up early and does what he has to do with her and everything, take her out, give her food. So when we get together, I like to let him sleep in, because that's the only time he has to sleep in, and he really doesn't sleep in. Within an hour he's up already. But I went down there and got her out of her kennel, took her out, and then I was feeding her, and halfway along the feed, I got the medicine and some food, and she took it. She ate it out of my hand, so that was a good thing. And that's what we did. That's my boyfriend's giving her medication, and hopefully she feels better. Like this last time I talked to him, and I asked him, "Well, how's Roxy doing?" He goes, "Well, she's upstairs with me," and I'm like, "You carried her upstairs?" He goes, "No, she was stubborn and she didn't want to be alone, so she came upstairs with me." And I go, "She lived all the way up there?" And she goes, "Yeah, she did it all by herself." And I'm like, "Oh Lord, okay." I just told her, just be careful when she comes down. I go, be careful she doesn't hurt herself. But Sunday morning we did watch a program and a movie. Oh, you guys, we watched Joe Rogan. He was interviewing John Shrek McPhee. He's in the military, but he also wrote a book, and he's also known as Sheriff of Baghdad. And he's awesome, you guys. You guys really gotta see him. And then we watched a movie called River's Edge. It's a classic. It says the movie came out in 1986. I don't know if probably 1986. And it's a true story, you guys. I'm not gonna give too much out, but it's about I believe it's a 16-year-old guy who murders his 14 or 15-year-old girlfriend. And I'll leave it as that. Keanu Reeves stars in it. Yeah, I like Keanu Reeves. But yeah, that I had seen it before. My boyfriend thought I had not seen it. I don't remember. I told him the title sounds familiar, but once it started playing, I did tell him that I did watch it. But it was nice to see it again. And then we just relaxed, and I got home, and I came home. So that was it. And then today my plan was to make this lunch, which is very easy, you guys. It's a very easy lunch. My son saw the recipe. He saw it on Instagram. I'll see if I know how I can put the link in the description. That way, if you guys want to do it. But it's really easy. You boil 2 boneless chicken breasts, and once they're tender, you shred it apart. You put it in a bowl. So you add onions, either red or just regular onions. You put cilantro, lime juice, and avocado, and then salt, pepper, and garlic. And then what you do, you just mix it all together. And it makes the chicken, because the avocado green, but it tastes really good, and it's really healthy. And what you do, you could eat it with crackers, or you could eat it on tostada. So it tasted really good. I've only had one so far. I'll probably have another one before 6. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, pretty soon I'll probably have another one. But it's 5:27 already. But I had something in my mind. I forgot to record the process of making the lunch. But I am gonna put a picture of it, and then I'm gonna let you know. It was really good, you guys. I really recommend it. But yeah, that's all I did so far. Oh, and my boyfriend bought this was a couple back. I fixed it like 2-3 times already. It's a pad, like a little pad that goes inside a crate, like a training crate. That's where she sleeps. And she tore it. The last time I sewed it and then I velcroed the opening, she ended up tearing it. So I told my boyfriend, don't throw it away. He had already thrown it. I told him, don't throw it away. I could probably fix it. He goes, really, honey? How many times are you going to be able to fix it? And I go, as many times as I need to. Oh my God, those things are expensive, dude. So I brought it home, and my son had cleaned out his closet because he had some robes that wasn't fitting him anymore. So I had this bright idea. Look what I did. I sewed the robe. I cut the robe and I put it on her little pad. But I thought it was so cute. But maybe I'll tell my boyfriend to probably put this upside down. I left the pockets, the pockets of the robe on there. Hey, you can't let nothing go to waste, right? Right? I think it's cute. Hopefully it holds up for another month. But how that girl destroys everything. Well, hopefully she'll feel better with her paw on there like that, with that little pad. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on my planners. Later on, I'm not sure if this week or next week, I will be showing you another flip through of this baby right here. It's my Carpe Diem TN. It's Carpe Diem. It's in there somewhere. I'll show it to you once I do the flip through. Okay, but until then, you guys, stay safe, have a blessed rest of your day, and I will hopefully edit this tonight and post it tonight, because tomorrow I have a lot of things that I need to do and work on. But yeah, if you please like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it, and hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi guys, I apologize. I got wrapped in something and I was doing the lunch, and I totally forgot to go to film the process. But this is what it looks like. All it is boiled boneless chicken breast. Then you shred it. You add onions, cilantro, lemon juice, salt, pepper, and what else is there? Oh, and avocados. I'm sorry, avocados. You mix it all together and you put it on a tostada, and it's supposed to be really good for you. But this is gonna be my lunch for right now. But I apologize again. I totally forgot to film the process, but here it is.